Rightly said that the wind energy sector in Pakistan is less marketed. We started achieving different milestones, but we didn't market it. So most of the people don't know what's the actual status right now and how we are viewing this sector in the future. We started with the wind energy sector with a lot of ambiguities, apprehensions, media, different publishing trials, things, that whether it will be successful or not, whether the true potential of wind is there or not, or whether our system is ready or not to accept the wind power, which is I think quite new for the system to absorb. So with all these things, ambiguities and apprehensions, we started working, and due to consistent work in the sector, today we have something to show. Right now, I will project some statistics, which will be, I think, eye-opener for many. Right now, the installed capacity of wind in the southern wind corridor of Pakistan is around 590 megawatt, and that will be reaching 640 with the addition of next 50 megawatt in the next month. So overall, 640 megawatt will be fully functional in this country in the wind energy sector. But this is just a start. I mean, scaling up the things will not be very difficult, and we have very ambitious targets in the future. 1162 megawatt projects are in the pipeline, which are scheduled to commence by the mid of 2018, or some projects by the end of 2018. So our target is around 1756 megawatt to be achieved by 2018. So these are our future projections, but I will take advantage to talk something about other sectors like solar and biomass as well, because AMJAD deals with all these technologies. So let me give you some figures as well. Right now, in solar, 400 megawatt is fully installed on land and is providing energy to national transmission line, national grid. And further, around 565 megawatt are in the pipeline in solar that are prospectively to achieve COD by the mid or end of 2018, subject to achieving of different milestones. And biomass, the sleeping sector, and the dark horse of the energy sector people often talk about. Right now, we try to tap the sugarcane industry, and right now 145 megawatt is online that sugarcane industry is actually providing into the system. And with this speed of the things, we started receiving different proposals, and right now 12 proposals of sugarcane industry with us around 387 megawatt. That will be, there we issued LOI to them already, and they are at different levels of achieving their further milestones. And with this response, we have started receiving further from the sugar industry, and 12 megawatt. We received proposals which are under evaluation. So we are trying to say that by the end of 2018 and early 2019, more than 1,000 megawatt will be coming only from the bagasse sector. So initially when I came to ADB, we set targets keeping the milestone in 2018. I said that 3,000 megawatt or more we are going to achieve in the renewable energy sector, excluding hydro. So we are very much on it, and there are very fair prospects that we will be achieving this milestone that by 2018 and more than 3,000 megawatt in all these sectors will be installed. Beyond these things, different achievements we have witnessed so far. This was the first time when our ranking in terms of investment attractiveness in the world increased, and international index that was published by EY this year we had achieved the rank of 39 in the world, and previously we had no number. We were not included in this index. This is the first time that the world recognized us in this year that this country is attractive in terms of investment in the renewable energy sector of Pakistan, particularly wind, solar and biomass. This year, first time International Finance Corporation published document on behalf of Pakistan to show how Pakistan is the attractive place to invest, and that document is fully published in terms of solar, and you can find it in the ADB website. So this is the key milestone that people were not coming, but donor agencies started coming, and even the organizations like IFC started publishing on your behalf. So that shows that in the renewable energy sector, we are not alone. Then, this was the year when we started net metering. Net metering is a whole new episode, the new game changer in the energy sector of Pakistan. We are trying hard that all type of consumers, even at residential level, commercial level, industrial level, must have an opportunity to employ net metering. And Pakistani Parliament will take pride. This is one of the few parliaments where 1 megawatt solar system based upon net metering is installed. So this is a pride we should take, and we will try to escalate this to different buildings, different levels, different segments. We are motivating people. We are mitigating the risk on the part of distributing companies. We are mitigating the risk on the part of NTDC and other organizations, so that there should be open avenue for the net metering. So very soon, the consumer will be able to sell electricity to the utility. Some of the very, very interesting facts I would like to add. This success story, the wind power success story, has some very unique features. First of all, after 18th Amendment, this is a successful collaboration between the provincial government and federal government to achieve something jointly. Previously, I visited different countries and people kept asking that what will be the relationship between your provincial government and federal government. So this is a story that based upon our ideal collaboration with Sindh government and Punjab government, we managed to achieve different milestones. One of that is the tripartite LOAs and different things. And in this regard, while in the case of wind, I particularly appreciate Sindh government who at all levels cooperated with us and speeded up the process. And today, this is the effort, a joint effort, a mutual collaboration to result in front of you. Secondly, some people ask about the manufacturing of the wind turbines. As soon as the market will be developed, this thing will be processing. And right now, wind towers are being manufactured in Pakistan in the wind corridor. So this is the part. And in the meantime, we started receiving queries from different provinces. Let me tell you that we conducted a satellite mapping of wind much before by the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, Colorado. And based upon that map, we proceeded further. And now its new version will soon be submitted. But in order to finance wind and solar and these type of things, you need some ground-based data. So ADB in this year, with the help of World Bank, started installing wind masts throughout the nook and corners of the country in different provinces. In Balochistan, 2 wind masts were installed, in Punjab, in KP, other provinces, so that you must have appropriate right kind of wind data. Wind data is important because all investment will follow suit if you have suitable and credible data. So the process is very much on, and we are now motivating provincial governments, mainly Balochistan, because Balochistan has a lot of wind potential, to install their own wind masts so that the timely data can be collected in time. And further good news that I would like to mention about is in the wind corridor. This wind corridor technically is the renewable energy corridor, because this is the area where you have sufficient teeming potential of solar as well. So we are trying that a hybrid arrangement may be there, and solar capacity must also be installed in addition to the wind. And let me tell you that we have already got principal approval from the government of Pakistan, and soon this will be another game changer, because all the wind power plants, they started installing the solar and PV as well. So that will definitely increase 30 to 40% of energy, and that will further stabilize the grid, and the risk of intermittence that most of the people talk about will be reduced. A good thing about renewables, and particularly wind, is the cost and efficiency trend. The cost is consistently getting down, and so is the tariff. We started with more than 12 cents, 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Right now, the newly proposed tariff is around 8.1 cents. So this is just demonstrating with the level of the cost decreasing at global level. So tariff will be more reasonable, cost will further be reduced, and secondly, the efficiency level started increasing. Some of the wind turbines, they claim to achieve 40% of capacity factor, and this is the way further capacity factor will start increasing the capacity of fan. But right now it's 34%, very much acceptable there. So these are the cost and efficiency trend. And secondly, transmission line, MD is sitting with us, is a key challenge. And because wind is a site specific, we definitely need certain modification in the system. We definitely need some other infrastructure to evacuate wind power. And we are helping them, we are side by side helping them. Recently, we talked to some donor agency who tried to finance some transmission line. So it's all, the way I'm coming willing to talk to you is it's a collaborative effort, it's a mutual effort, it's a teamwork. Because all these stakeholders working on the part of government are jointly with this cause. And in the meantime, the system is keeping itself more refined, and we are further refining the energy purchase agreements, implementation agreement, with a minimum crunch on responses. And this process is ongoing, so we are very much on it. So with all this information, we are ready to answer all type of questions, queries, apprehensions, ambiguities in the mind. We will be answering over that. But let me assure you that wind energy in Pakistan is here to stay and expand. And I hope that this wind power or wind power sector is going to be a standing icon of energy sector development in Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amjad sir. I will request now the next presenter, a very good friend and very well-known consultant and a Rotarian as well, as I think, if you remember, Naeem Saab introduced me as a Rotarian, so I must recognize and encourage my fellow Rotarian, who is very active of Rotary Club of Karachi, Sultan Farooq Khan Saab, Director, me consultant and consultant.
Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Abid Sherali, Minister for Water and Power, State Minister for Water and Power, Mr. AMJAD ALI, CEO AED, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I've been involved with renewable energy and more specifically wind energy from its very inception, from day one. And clearly, as you start with anything new, you come across certain hurdles and certain difficulties. But one pervasive issue which confronts developers of wind energy all along is महंगी बिजली, expensive electricity. So, it is my endeavor today in this presentation to try to define the envelope of sustainability and see whether it is actually expensive electricity or is it somewhere the parameters which define the envelope are restricted and not all encompassing. And it is with this perspective that I would take your valuable time in working ahead with this presentation. The cogwheels of sustainability are two significant tracks. One is the investor track, and the other is the power purchaser or the ratepayer. Now clearly, it has to be sustainable business for both these important drivers of sustainability. Firstly, I would like to take on the definition and the envelope of sustainability from the standpoint of the ratepayer. The viability loop is financial viability, economic viability, the environmental viability, and clearly the energy security for the country. The various elements of these major aspects of viability are the predominant one, the tariff. In economic viability, we talk about contributions to GDP by this form of energy generation. In environment, clearly there is a certain cost associated with other forms of energy, and those costs are part of the effective tariff for those technologies, and renewable energy offers you a certain advantage in that respect. I would like to touch upon that. And in energy security, obviously, the key drivers are indigenous fuel and renewable energy. Now, when we measure the viability or the financial aspects of the tariff, we talk in terms of the levelized cost of energy. The levelized cost of energy assumes that all other costs are basically common factors and will follow the trend. Well, in renewable energy, fuel is not a component of the cost of energy generation, and in thermal energy, fuel is a significant component. And we need to take that into account, and the escalations associated with that factor in tariff have to be taken into account when we compare thermal energy with competing generation of electricity with renewable energy. Here we have the latest download from Bloomberg, which talks about the Brent oil, which is a benchmark for the RLNG price in Pakistan. What we see here is an escalation of 10.8% over the last 3 months in the price of Brent. We also, which means a 3.6% escalation in the price of fuel, which basically needs to be factored in when we are comparing this form of energy generation with renewable energy. We also have to take into consideration the exchange rate fluctuations between the dollar and rupee, because we're talking about imports of fuel and significant imports of fuel. Now, when we do factor these in, clearly we benchmark that the annual depreciation of rupee against the dollar in a very conservative estimate is around 5%. I'm being very conservative. I'm taking the cumulative impact of exchange rate fluctuations as well as the inflation and the escalation in thermal fuel price as 7%, and factoring that in the tariff and see how that looks. Well, the reference tariff, the levelized cost of energy, and I'm talking about the old figure because that was the last announced one. The one on 8 cents which Dr. AMJAD ALIAWAN is talking about is not yet implemented for any of the wind power. So I'm taking a more conservative approach. Levelized cost of wind energy, 10 cents, 10 rupees per kilowatt hour. The announced RLNG tariff is 6.6 rupees per kilowatt hour, but it is 1180 megawatts. It is a 30-year power purchase agreement, and the price of fuel does not include the GST applicable on it, which is 17%. When you incorporate a 17% GST in the price of fuel, and when you incorporate a 7% annual escalation in the price of fuel, how does the tariff look?
Just 120 kilometers northeast of Karachi, Pakistan's City of Lights. This is Jampir. The ceaseless whispering wind of the desert blowing here, and the wind turbine transforms it into energy. The hustling bustling is amazingly quiet and calm as a gentle breeze. Wind has opened a new door to the future. This is another sleepy coastal village of Karo, 67 kilometers east of Karachi in Thatta district, Sindh. With the wind speeds averaging 7.3 meters per second, a fresh whiff of air can be felt here. There are not only dairy barnyards and date trees. Here, wind farms are mushrooming. The plants which are yielding fruits of electrified power. Alternative Energy Development Board, or AEDB, undertook a satellite-based wind mapping of Pakistan in collaboration with the National Renewable Energy Laboratories of the United States. 13 wind power projects of 640 megawatts have been completed and are supplying electricity to the national grid. More than 350 wind turbines are installed in these wind-swept corridors of power in Sindh. A round-the-clock eye is being kept for a plain sailing operation. The local communities and giant wind masts now live in peaceful coexistence. Sindh province in Pakistan alone has a wind power generation potential of more than 35,000 megawatts. This wind corridor is spread over an area of 6,700 square kilometers. The terrestrial fans are powering homes and businesses. The wind of change is blowing. Either it will make us or let us be blown away. Wind is a win-win situation. Change is in the air, so is the turbine transforming the most invisible, renewable, and usable power. Today, wind holds the key that is expanding the horizon of our national policy on energy. And AEDB believes wind like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, or an ever-spinning reel. As the images unwind, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. Beyond any doubt, the wind energy comes forward as an icon of the development in the energy sector of Pakistan.